next speaker is Mr. Karanveer Puri, Business Head, Udan Express. Sir is an astute business leader with 19 years of proven success in areas such as sales and revenue, corporate relations, new process development, operational excellence, and team growth. Sir has proven track record of developing robust business plans and handling a wide spectrum of GTM strategies. Sir has strong ability to keep the workforce inspired. Please welcome Sir with a round of applause.
Thank you.
Sir, pointer you need?
Not required.
Okay.
There's no presentation, guys. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
For the ones who've not unmuted your screens, could you unmute, please? Thank you very much. We had a very interesting, energizing session. I think it was well planned, and with Dr. Kapoor having it post-lunch. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm sure all of you would have. A quick introduction about myself, part of the 2001-2003 batch. How many of you had started to run that time when I came to college in 2001? No worries at all. Indira is going to open gates for you to fly into the corporate world. Make the best of it. All of you have been to one of the elitist of the institutes I have been part of. I have been a proud pass out from this college. In 2003, I did my summer training with the global CRS company. It's a computerized reservation system organization called Amadeus. Was chosen again for campus placement with Sodexo in Mumbai. Got an opportunity to work with global brands like FedEx and Sodexo, the large Indian conglomerates like Tata's and India Infoline, startup unicorns like Rivigo, and currently with Udan. I'm going to use whatever time is being permitted to me to interact with you in terms of the curiosity or the inquisitiveness you would have in terms of queries or questions that could hamper you when you would step into the corporate world. So it's an interactive session. I would look forward to you asking me questions. Could be pertaining to anything in terms of performance management, upskilling, talent development, peer performance. There's no presentation from my side, I told you before. So go ahead. And anything you would want to ask me in terms of my experience, anything you would want to urge, probably our educationists have not been able to answer you so far. Questions? I'm glad we've been able to answer all your questions, Chetan sir. Okay, let me talk to you about my journey. I was not part of this campus. 2001 when I came to college, this side of, in fact, none of the buildings on this side of the highway existed. All right. I was part of the building which is on the other side. Spent a lot of my time in the library. It's important for us, especially when we want to get some exposure into the management education that we are into. We were trained and taught to go through a lot of case studies. I have a lot of my fellow dignitaries, with their experience, they've given us substantial knowledge today. I've attended a lot of forums. I've myself spoken in a lot of forums, but still take away a lot of knowledge from here today. So thanks, all of you. Very important for all of you as students to have a very clear vision, on what you would want to get into. Have clarity in your thought process. Work towards it. Don't get into comparisons. It's an open world for us. You could get into taking wrong decisions. Absolutely fine. The world doesn't end there. Evaluate what is it that you've been made for, what is it that you want to do for yourself, and just do that. All right? Even after spending years of what you've been asked to do, you may come across something that you feel you are not a good fit into. And I've seen that. I've worked with a lot of people within my teams, who would have experience of more than 2 decades, and somehow in the ecosystem currently where I operate, they're part of my team, and then they've realized that they started their career into something that that they never wanted to do. However, now they're inclined to move into a different role. I'll give an example of Udan. I have a lot of people, who would come back who would have joined different organizations, either with a sales experience or a pharma experience, but it was the first placement that led them into different kind of careers. But probably there's a time when they realize that there's something better that they want to do. And we need to ensure that we are able to create opportunities for those people around us within our own existing ecosystem to be able to let them perform. And then they do wonders. They do for what they have been made for. So never have any kind of hesitations. Keep all those comparisons behind, but have a very clear vision. Your goals need to be absolutely clear in terms of what you need to do for yourselves. In terms of your competencies and skill set, ensure that all of you as students spend enough time in building that up. That is something that you would build with experience. As I told you, we've got best of the educationists based here who will help us groom ourselves so that we are ready to take this challenge up when we get into the corporate world. However, it's a corporate world that will explain you, that will lead you through various competencies and skill sets that you would need to grow for yourselves as an individual. Make the best use of it. Keep learning through the curve. You may come back to this college, you may go to any other college, but just make sure that you are upskilling yourselves. It's really important. Be connected with the world. We've had best of the marketing minds talking to us today, and we've seen that people who've passed out, the era when I had passed out, or probably before that, had to change a lot. It's important. Why? Because the consumers today, the customers today, don't operate the way things were operating that point of time. Probably the new batches that would come in, would be taught in a very different way altogether. The curriculum would have changed. Their thesis will change. Their practical experience of 2 months when they go for the summer internships or winter internships would be totally different from what you guys are doing today. So it's really important that you continue to upskill yourselves. Any questions, anyone? Otherwise, we would just close this here. Sure.
Good afternoon, sir. My
Yeah.
name is Isha Katakwar, and I want to ask, how can we build the ability to keep our workforce inspired? And also, can you please give us some tips on how to mentor them for the updated market intelligence?
Sure, that's a good question. I think it's very important to be connected with the people that you work for, all right? Once you step into the corporate world, you would figure out that that's your new family. And that is a family with which you will be spending most of your time. And when you spend time with the family, you want to ensure that the people around you that you work for, and not necessarily could be part of your team, please around, that are reporting it to you. There will be some indirect teams also who will be work for you because the objective for which all of you are in that particular organization is common. You got to understand the requirements of your team members, inspire them. Inspiration is the most important leadership trait that good leaders have. There are a couple of books that will teach you how is it a leader is different from a manager. You can go through those books to understand that. But however, whenever you're in the office, you got to understand that the people around you, you got to keep them inspired, understand them, give them the right to disagree respectfully, all right? Empathize with them, listen to them, don't get reactive, give them room. In case their failure is committed, give them room to prove themselves right. Make your own judgment. So these are a couple of things, but very important things that go a long way in making successful leaders. Yes, Chetan sir.
Yeah, Karan, I wanted to ask you a little bit about the company which you are currently with, which is Udan. It's primarily, where you told me some time back that it's a B2B marketplace and it's like it's what Amazon is for B2C.
Right.
And y'all are for B2B. Can you throw a little bit light on what is the business model which they are following as of now? Where do the large sources of revenue come from? And are you all in the valuation game, or are you all also making some good profits?
Udan happens to be the largest B2B company that operates in India currently. Its existing valuation is around $3 billion plus. It's a 5-year-old organization. the vision of this organization being incorporated is basically to connect with the purpose of Bharat. We've all been using various shopping platforms. We've got Amazon, we've got Flipkart, we've got Myntra. But then there is a whole lot traditional system that exists in the country, wherein by the movement of goods happens through an offline mode. By offline mode, I mean to say that there are, again, SME, MSME, retailers, entrepreneurs, manufacturers, traders, who would use the traditional method to procure goods so that they're able to sell it to the users. So Udaan was conceptualized 6 years ago, where it came up with this idea that Udaan will give a platform to this segment so that these buyers are able to use this platform to be able to reach out to the sellers whom they will not be aware of. So currently, Udaan has roughly 3 million buyers on its platform and 35,000 sellers. This platform is only used by traders. It's basically for the middlemen. If I don't have a GST, neither can I buy a product nor can I sell a product. There are various categories available, the way we would have that on Amazon or Myntra. In the perishable space, we do a lot of food commodities. So you would have seen now that we don't need to go to a Kirana shop to buy anything. There are elastic run logistics companies like Grofers, etc., who further move one step ahead even from hyperlocal, where the orders get delivered to you in less than 20 minutes. So Udaan has its own supply chain where we ensure that all these perishables, so by perishable I would mean categories such as flowers, fruits, vegetables, meat products, and other frozen items. And then we've got the other lifestyle commodities, for example, the menswear, women's wear, kids wear, footwear, mobile accessories. So let's say there's a shop close by, it's a mobile store shop in Wakad, where this guy wants to purchase certain accessories for his regular selling in the shop. Small time merchant, annual turnover would be around 50 lakhs. Previously what he would have been doing was he would be contacting various mobile companies to buy accessories or products from them, or those mobile companies would be contacting him to let them know that these are the products available with the various services, so that he could sell them on his, through his shop and make profits. Udaan comes in handy, where he just goes to udaan.com, enters his GST. There's got a whole list of products that he can choose from. He chooses his inventory. The entire process happens through digitization. Udaan would have already done the quality checks, and by and large, these are all standard brands that are available on Udaan platform. This shopkeeper places his order. He gets an electronic invoice. He pays through the electronic digital system. The seller, whichever that brand is, not necessarily it goes to the manufacturer directly. It could go to a wholesaler or distributor as well. He receives his money on time and he receives the invoice from this particular shopkeeper. He keeps the product ready. Udaan Express as a vertical that I am responsible for, that I head for, supports supply chain for this captive business. We do about 10 lakh shipments per month. So someone from Udaan Express will go to this particular seller, pick that package up and deliver it to the shopkeeper next door. What is in it for the shopkeeper to use Udaan every time and not to go back to his traditional process of getting in touch with the various sellers who were selling their products previously? One is he's got accessibility. He doesn't need to go out of his shop. I mean, even when he's in his bedroom in the night and he knows that he needs to order some stock for his shop, he could do that with some multiple clicks. The entire flow of monetary system is digitized. There is no cash involvement involved. There's a wallet that he's maintaining. We've given him a lot of digital options to pay to the seller. The terms and conditions are agreed between the buyer and the seller. There is a guarantee of the quality of the product because that is supported by Udaan. In case this seller has got an order which he feels that he'll not be able to fulfill it basis his financial capacity, we've got another division within Udaan, it's called Udaan Capital, which basically funds all these MSME and SMEs for a short-term loan financing, which ranges from 1 day to about 30 days. So he uses that facility and the products reach out to him. We've been adding more categories every 6 months. We've been developing this strength in terms of the deliveries that we are doing. In terms of the size of the organization, I already told you, Chetan sir, we're about a $4 billion organization. It's a privately held company. We've got investors like Lightspeed Ventures that are investing into it. You would have already heard in media that Udaan is coming up with its IPO sometime beginning 2023. The financials are very strong. The company is already CM2 positive. Not many unicorns at this stage with the kind of both length and breadth that we cover and the product categories that we have been able to reach this stage in less than 6 years.
Fabulous journey.
Fabulous journey indeed. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you once again, Chetan sir, and the entire management for giving me an opportunity to come back and interact with all of you. We'll be happy to come back again and interact with all of you again. Thank you very much.
Pleasure is all ours, sir.
Thank
Some
you.
beautiful messages you have given for our students. Have clarity in your thought process. Evaluate what you want for yourself. Keep learning, keep upskilling, and be connected to the world. Moving on, introducing our next speaker, Mr. Rishikar Krishna, AVP Corporate Communication and Brand, Aditya Birla Group. Sir's expertise lies in delivering growth through out-of-the-box thinking by combining marketing experience with brand and content solution to answer marketing challenges. In a span of 16 years, he has worked with brands such as Philips, Skechers, and Radio Mirchi. With a knack for out-of-the-box thinking, he has often been called as the ideas person.
Hi. It's a great pleasure to be here, to be amongst fellow students. I was one of you some 16, 17 years back, had a great time. Troubled Chetan sir, Tarita ma'am, Madhuri ma'am a lot, but did well. So what am I going to talk today? I have got 15 slides. I have got 15 minutes. In these 15 minutes, I will take you through these 15 slides, okay? It talks about how to make it big. The slides which you're going to see has a wisdom of about 150 years in this, my own experience, plus I have consulted with a lot of mentors, like MDs of various companies, CXOs, CMOs, what they have said. I've tried to put everything into these 15 slides for you. Okay, next slide, please. First of all, thank you so much for calling me here. It's a pleasure. Thank you, Chetan sir. Thank you, Madhuri ma'am, Tarita ma'am. Thank you so much. Okay, perhaps 2002 to 2004, was it the first batch in Wakad or the second batch in Wakad? Oh, okay. Oh, first batch. Yeah, absolutely. It's okay. Next slide, please. 10 skills about not only career, but about personal life as well. You will not be a different person in your career. You will be the same guy which you're outside your office. Okay? By and large, thumb rule. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, now it's about making it big. Right? All of us want to make big? Okay, excellent. But question, in my batch, making it big means who got the biggest placement offer? Okay, that was by and large making it big. But you have to think, money, I bless all of you should make a lot of money, and you will understand money is not the answer. Okay, you have to really find out what is big for you. Do you want more time with your family? Do you want to go back and do something for people at large? Do you want to do something for pets, animals? Do you want to teach? What do you want to do? Okay, if you have an answer to this question, it will be a great start. It took me a lot of time to find this answer. If you can start now, it will be great. Okay, take some time. Everyone have a personal answer. Please take time, and it is time sensitive. So what you write today could have changed in 5 years' time. Okay, do take stock of that. Write it down so that you can always go back to it and read why I did this today. Okay, next slide, please. So what are the skills? What I have learned, what I feel. First one, don't be a junior. What does it mean? When you pass out of college, okay, what happens? Everybody tries to give you gyan. Everybody tells you, aise karo, waise karo, ye nahi karo, wo nahi karo. It's too confusing. Too many people to guide, right? Too many opinions. You are not sure, but at this stage, you will have to level up. Okay? And I literally mean it. You have to level up. You can't fake it, you can't wink it. The only way to level up is to arm yourself with knowledge. Today, if I'm going to talk about the current state of economy, what is going to happen? And I start with, a barrel of oil costs $107. Now, if you have read about it, you can argue, you can discuss, you can level up, okay? You are no more a junior. You bring value to the table. Try doing that, okay? Next slide, please. Don't be competitive. This is human nature to compare. We can't escape it, right? But if you compare, what happens? Your good or bad is marked to the next guy. If the next guy is boss ka chamcha, you will also become boss ka chamcha. मैं उससे better कैसे बनूं? Don't do that. Have your own strength listed down. Work on it. Next slide. Don't be ambitious. Okay, what does it mean? It doesn't mean that don't be ambitious about what the things you want to do in life. It simply means that don't be in a rush. Don't put a gun to your head. At the age of 32, I want to be the CEO of a company. Don't do that. No need. Know that you have the skills. You will be the CEO of a company. The journey is interesting. Let me give it 100%, right? Don't put a gun to your head. That is what it means. Next slide, please. Don't be sure. Oh, this is an interesting one. Don't be sure. A lot of arguments happen. Why does it happen? Okay, I have got a 5-year-old daughter. Now, one day I was writing 6 with her, number 6, and she always wrote back 9. And I'm like, why can't you get it? It is 6. But look at from her perspective, she is looking me draw 9 because she is sitting on the other side of the table, right? Don't be so sure about the information you have because maybe there is another perspective to it. There is something which you don't know. Most of the mistakes happen when you lock horns and say, yahi hota hai. That is an absolute garbad place to be. So say that, okay, I can come back. Let me think on it. Okay, point noted, give me some time. Move out of that discussion. Don't be sure, okay? Next one, please. Don't talk. What does it mean? Don't talk means that when you pass out of college, we are so pent up. It's like वो चाबी भरते हैं ना खिलौने को. We are so pent up to impress. We want to say something meaningful. We want to do something meaningful. Look smart, impress bosses, impress colleagues. But you know what happens? We miss out on something interesting, which is the ability to listen. If you listen well, you will notice that most of the answers are already there. You just need to regurgitate them. That's it. It is so simple. It is an absolute simple, right? वो क्या बोलते थे? ऐसे लड्डू बॉल थ्रो करते हैं, right? It's a laddu answer. Just listen well and you will understand what people really want. Don't change them, don't challenge them, don't argue with them. Just listen. Okay, it's a good one. You will take time to build it, but it's a great, great superpower to have. Next one, please. Don't react. So, don't react. This is a difficult one, and it will take you time. It means you have to master your emotions to a level that you don't react. Do you know the basketball player called Kobe? Yeah? That was his skill. He never reacted, I think. He never reacted. Doesn't react, it means if you don't... Okay, so give you an example. Boss ne kuch bola. What is your first answer? मैं भी कुछ बोलूँगा. Right? Why? Why does it happening? Because today we live in an age of instant gratification. Our dopamine hits are wired to instant gratification. तुमने कुछ बोला, मैंने कुछ बोला, मुझे भी अच्छा लगा, मैंने भी कुछ बोल सकता हूँ. Right? That's a trap. Try and delay your response. You will see a better response coming after some time. That's it. Sometime is 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Buy time. Don't react. Okay? Next slide, please. Don't be a lone ranger. Okay. So there was a time when an angry man सब कुछ कर सकता था. Today it's not so. You can't do anything. Today's world is a world of collaboration. If you can't collaborate, things are not going to get done. If you can't work with people, things are not going to get done. Today you have to learn to work in teams. If you can't work with people, you will not succeed. It is an absolute fact. If you can't work with people today, you can't succeed. You have to learn that skill. So don't be a lone ranger. Next one, please. Don't just focus on work. This is interesting. So parents used to tell us that, beta, पढ़ जाओ, खूब मेहनत करना. Then you will realize खूब मेहनत करना is not equal to the proportion of money you are going to make. It just doesn't add up. If खूब मेहनत करने से everybody made money, then making money is so simple. It doesn't work like that. You have to learn the fine art of understanding people, of managing people, right? If you can manage people, अगर ऐसा कहते हैं कि दुल्हन वही जो पिया मन भाए, राइट? एक ऐसी कहावत है, या अगर दिल लगा मेंढकी से तो परी क्या चीज है, ओके? सो सो द पॉइंट इज कि मुझे अगर तू अच्छा लगता है तो मुझे तो तू अच्छा लगता है यार, बाकी दुनिया से क्या लेना देना, राइट? सो ट्राई एंड गेटिंग पीपल. इफ यू गेट पीपल, योर वर्क विल बी डन लाइक दिस. देख, काम थोड़ा ऊपर होगा, थोड़ा नीचे होगा. इट हैपेंस विद एवरीवन. नोबडी इज परफेक्ट. बट इफ आई लाइक यू प्राइमा फेसी, आई विल गिव यू अनदर चांस. Work on this skill. Start being likable. Okay? Next one, please. Don't stop. You will get rejected. Everyone gets rejected. You will get bogged down. You will be told it doesn't work like this. It's a ridiculous idea. Nobody has done that. Are you too smart? All such things will happen. But you know what? Don't give up. I had the opportunity to meet, when I was head of marketing for Skechers, footwear company, I had the opportunity to meet Robert Greenberg. He's just a billionaire. So, you know, Robert had done 40 businesses before he became a success story with his footwear company, Skechers. And I asked Robert, oh, he was in a good mood, so he was willing to talk. So I asked Robert, what kept you going? You failed in so many businesses. At one point of time, you were a hair-cutting barber. He said, yeah, that's true. But you know what? The one thing which I learned is, it's okay to take a break, but never give up. Always be at it if you're passionate about it, right? Things will come through. Know this. Next slide, please. Don't be a cripple. Simple to say, I know people want to get some sympathy, saying that, "Arey, meri dukh bhari kahani suno yaar." Give me some sympathy. It happens. It's very human nature. But trust me, nobody's interested. Okay? Abstain from, and you will find a lot of people when you hit the corporate world who will tell their sob story so that you can tell your sob story. एक ऐसा club बन जाता है, sob story club. Okay? Don't do that. It's not going to work in your favor. Next slide, please. Don't be honest. This is a beautiful one, okay? So I'm going to tell you a story. This is my last slide, okay? I found this dog, fond of trekking, so went for trekking, found this dog. And I said that, you know, this doesn't look like a regular street dog. It is something else. So the villagers said, ye to, somebody left this dog over here. Now imagine this dog somebody left behind. And he was weak, he was thin, he had fleas all over his body, and he had bite marks on his body. Because not a street dog doesn't know how to defend, doesn't know how to go about things, so being tortured by whatever is out there. So I went there, it was a rainy season, and rainy season there are puddles all around. I had to go to a hill. Where there is a small pond. So this dog, you know what it will do? It will start walking ahead on the path which is dry and will wait for you to come. So he started doing this, and then I realized, oh, this is what it is doing. So great, I have a path to walk which is not wet. Great, my shoes are safe, my pants are safe, I'm going to walk. So I went up, and I was really fond of this dog. And I said, wow, what a dog this is. I don't know his story till then. Then I stayed there with the dog. After some time, this dog started leading a family of husband, wife, kids, down the mountain. And I thought, oh no, why is he going away? But anyways, I also followed. So he took us to a chai tapri. A small chai tapri in the middle of nowhere. I'm not telling you the name of the place, okay, but a small chai tapri in the place of middle of nowhere. The most expensive thing you can buy is about 10 rupees ka lace ka packet in that shop, okay? So I also go there, and this family starts to get his tea, and the kids are having something. And the shopkeeper gives me a 5 rupees ka parle ka packet. And I say, नहीं, मुझे नहीं चाहिए. So he said, नहीं sir, आपके लिए नहीं है. ये कुत्ता आपको लेके गया ना ऊपर और लेके आया. I said, हाँ, how do you know? कहता है, ये यही करता है sir. Whatever family comes up here, after he got abandoned, whatever family comes up here, he will take them up the mountain and get them back. And if you like what he did, somebody will buy him a packet of biscuits. I said, oh my God, this guy is amazing. So look at this, he's abandoned, left behind, flea infested, hungry, has bite marks on his body, and still his attitude is gold standard, isn't it? His attitude which says, you know, no matter what situation I'm put in, I'm going to make max out of this. That is what this guy's story. Later on, I went there, rescued this guy, got him adopted to a proper family, all these things happen. But what an attitude to have. So don't be honest means don't give in. Thank you so much. Thank you. Don't be honest means your situation may be tough, absolutely. Your problems are real, absolutely. All your excuses are genuine, absolutely. But don't listen to them. Focus on what you can work at that stage. Okay? This was the last slide, right? Thank you so much. Thank you for being a great audience. Thank you, Chetan sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thanks to you. It was super awesome listening to you. I have taken down my notes and I kind of tried to arrange the 15 takeaways based upon what is my personal favorite and what I would like to act upon and implement in my personal life. Thank you so much. That was wonderful.
Pleasure. Pleasure I could contribute. Thank you.
One question we can take for sir if you have.
Yes.
Okay.
Afternoon, sir.
Hi.
Afternoon to all the guests and faculties and fellow colleagues. So, sir, my question to you is, sir, in a slide you said don't react.
Yeah.
So, sir, as a beginner, and I'm sure we all have a very low tolerance level and endurance level. So, how can we start training for don't react and be calm always and be, if you are in a negative situation, you always remain calm?
Sure, I get your question. Thank you so much. Okay. So great, good question. I'm going to teach a game to everyone. If you can use this game in your life, great. Every morning when you get up, say reaction 0. What's your name?
Sir, Abhit Bisain.
Sen. Okay, so reaction 0, sen 0. Every time you get impulsive and react, you lose a point. Or reaction gains a point. Try and write down the number of situations. For example, if you're driving on the road and somebody cuts you and you say, so you lose a point, right? But at the same time, if you remain calm and don't react, you gain a point. So make it a game and try doing it. You will learn. It will take you time, 6 months, 1 year, but still worth having it. Cool? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
And initially, if you're losing in the game, don't crib. Because don't be a cribber is another important thing that sir said.